Released by Fox in 1997, Anastasia is based around the historical Russian Duchess of the same name, and it's probably the closest thing to a Disney princess movie that Don Bluth has made. And if Disney does get a hold of Fox's entertainment assets, the titular character will technically become Disney royalty. My memories of this movie are mostly good, but a little foggy in the details. About 6 years ago, I revisited another film from my childhood with the same frame of mind, and have been regretting it ever since. So here's hoping history doesn't repeat itself with Anastasia. The film begins in Imperial Russia during the era of the Romanov family, where Anastasia is bummed that her grandmother is leaving for Paris.
It plays our lullaby.
You can play it at night before you go to sleep.
Soon you'll be home with me, once upon a December.
The credits say Anastasia is 8 years old at this time. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm seeing 12 or 13.
Together in Paris. Oh, Grandmama!
The good time is ruined by Rasputin, who is banished by the Tsar and is rather salty about it.
I banish you with a curse. You and your family will die within a fortnight.
This curse takes the form of a revolution. Anastasia's escape is assisted by a kitchen servant, Dimitri.
Where are they, boy?
But that's the only good news.
Anastasia! Anastasia!
My beloved grandchild. I never saw her again.
Well, that's kind of morbid. Followed by a jarring note of optimism. Not quite up to the level set by Bambi, but still. The first musical number begins, surrounding the day's gossip.
Although the Tsar did not survive, one daughter may be still alive.
The Princess Anastasia!
But please do not repeat.
My favorite detail about this song is that a government official shoots a dirty look, and then suddenly all the gossip becomes hushed. Dimitri, all grown up, is working with a man named Vlad to find an Anastasia impersonator so they can claim the reward money offered by her grandmother.
We'll be rich!
We'll be rich.
We'll be out!
We'll be out.
And St. Petersburg will have some more to talk about!
We cut to Anastasia, who's lived with amnesia as Anya in a crappy orphanage for the last 10 years.
I've fed you, I've clothed you, I've kept
a roof over my head.
How is it you don't have a clue as to who you were before you came to us, but you can remember all that?
Well, I do have a clue to...
I know. Together in Paris. It's time to take your place in life and in line, and be great for two. Together in Paris!
I guess this lady feels she has to double down with raining on Anya's optimism because she knows she's not going to be in the rest of the movie to do it.
This is crazy. Me? Go to Paris? Send me a sign. Hey! Hey!
Can't get a better sign than that in an animated film.
Heart, don't fail me now. Courage, don't desert me. Don't turn back now that we're here.
This is pleasant to listen to, although the lyrics don't connect to the imagery as strongly as I would like them to.
Home, love, family. There was once a time I must have had them too.
But this is Don Bluth, so at least it still looks nice.
Let this be your sign. Let this road be mine. Let it lead me to my past.
One ticket to Paris, please.
Exit visa.
Exit visa?
No exit visa. No ticket.
Raise all the drama you want, dude. You've still got other customers to serve. Open up. A woman points Anya in the direction of Dimitri, who is shacked up in the old palace having a similar level of luck.
Grandma, it's me, Anastasia.
While looking around, memories start echoing to Anya through my favorite song in the movie.
Dancing painted wings, things I almost remember.
I've seen this film few enough times and so long ago, I actually forgot amnesia was a part of it. So in a way, it's like Anastasia and I get to remember everything together. How poetic.
And a song someone sings once upon a
Dimitri and Vlad find her, and though they don't know she's the real Anastasia, the resemblance isn't missed.
You do kind of resemble her.
The same blue eyes.
The Romanov eyes.
Nicholas's smile.
Alexandra's chin.
With the promise of mutual potential benefits,
If I'm not Anastasia, the Empress will certainly know right away, and it's all just an honest mistake.
Sounds plausible.
But if you are the princess, then you'll finally know who you are and have your family back.
Either way, it gets you to Paris.
the two men convince her to go along with their con. They convince her, if you will.
I feel a great disturbance. Like Steven just said, a terrible pun. What a hypocrite.
A bat in the rafters named Bartok spots them, and he just so happens to possess the magic reliquary that once belonged to Rasputin.
Just one problem there, fella. Anastasia's dead. All the Romanovs are dead. They're dead. Dead, dead, dead. Am I right, my friend? I mean, how could that be?
Isn't it strange that this 10-year-old death curse needs a verbal...
Am I supposed to believe that thing woke up after all these years just because some guy claims she's a Romanov?
Oh, never mind, the movie's got it covered. Bartok is dragged to Rasputin, who's stuck in limbo after meeting his fate during the revolution.
I can feel the dark forces stirring.
I'm not surprised because I saw her, Anastasia.
Anastasia? Alive? That's why I'm stuck here in limbo. My curse is unfulfilled.
Oh!
Upon being reunited with his reliquary, Rasputin breaks into song.
Little onion, beware, Rasputin's awake.
In the dark of the night, evil will find her. In the dark of the night,
Revenge will be sweet when the curse is complete.
Nostalgia Critic put it best years ago. This song sounds awesome, but it begs for better imagery. Imagine, if you will, Rasputin releases a few demons at a time in a really dark place, making them the only light source. We see bones and stuff surrounding him up until the moment where he releases all of them at once, and then we see with some visual cues that the skeletons around him are the Romanov family. That would add a chilling visual element to the song and would be pretty freaking awesome if I do say so myself.
She'll be mine!
Rasputin sends his demons to attack the train they're riding, while forces from within that train present conflict as well.
Do you really think I'm royalty?
You know I do.
Then stop bossing me around.
She certainly has a mind of her own.
Yeah, I hate that woman.
Dude! Whoa! Not to say this behavior isn't era appropriate. Hell, it's 2018 and some people still don't get it.
Men are such babies.
But before long, they realize their exit visas are no longer valid.
It's what I hate about this government. Everything's in red.
Ha. 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 Rasputin's demons don't attack the group directly, but they do their best to try and derail the train.
You were saying?
Hand me the chain! Not you!
Sexism or saving your skin? Priorities, Dimitri.
Well, this is our stop.
Out of frustration, Rasputin literally falls apart.
Stress, it's a killer, sir. I guess this reliquary's broken.
Firstly, can we appreciate how back then a rated G film could get away with this potential nightmare fuel? Secondly, even if the tone seems a little off in comparison to the rest of the movie, I kind of like how casual Bartok is in the face of all this weird stuff.
I sold my soul for this. My life, my very existence depends on it. And you almost destroyed it.
I get it. You break it, you bought it.
See that you remember, you miserable rodent.
Oh, sure, blame the bat. What the heck, we're easy targets.
You were trying to break the reliquary, Bartok. That one is unequivocally on you. Without a train, the gang treks towards Germany to take a boat to France. Obviously, that entire journey is way too long for this movie. Luckily, here comes the next musical number to montage us through it. We discover Vlad was part of the imperial court, so this song involves Anya learning to behave like Anastasia would.
Now shoulders back and stand up tall.
And do not walk, but try to float.
I feel a little foolish. Am I floating?
Remember this, if I can learn to do it, you can learn to do it.
Something in your nose.
There's nothing to it.
As far as storytelling is concerned, this is very efficient. It's even got foreshadowing.
Or a feathered hat.
I hear he's gotten very fat.
And I recall his yellow cat.
I don't believe we told her that.
Do it. You can learn to do it.
On the boat, another noteworthy development takes place.
And now you are dressed for a ball, and you will learn to dance for one as well.
I'm feeling a little dizzy.
Kind of lightheaded. Maybe we should stop.
We have stopped.
Anya,
Yes?
It's not like we couldn't predict it happening. Romance is one of the most common tropes in entertainment, especially in movies like this. But with their interactions up to this point, it just kind of seems sudden. Then again, this movie did just musical montage through what must have been several weeks of travel. Rasputin's next plot is hypnotizing Anya through a dream.
John!
Now this was a devilishly devious murder attempt. Right up until he breaks the illusion.
Yes, jump! Romanov. No!
She was right at the edge. Just let her step off the boat, you dummy!
Easy, Master. Wow.
So now, Plan C.
I'll have to kill her myself in person.
The trio arrives in Paris to meet a screening process to determine if Anya is the real deal, which gives the audience and Dimitri our official aha moment.
How did you escape during the siege of the palace?
A boy who worked in the palace. He opened a wall. I'm sorry, that's crazy. Walls opening.
Alas, this scene was preceded by her grandmother's last straw.
My heart can't take it anymore. I will see no more girls claiming to be Anastasia.
There yet remains one more opportunity to visit her, the Russian ballet. But first, a tour of Paris.
Paris holds the key to your heart, and all Paris plays a part.
Bonjour! You stroll to by two.
And what we call love.
Paris holds the key to her past. Yes, princess, I found you at last. No more pretend, you'll be gone, that's the end.
Dimitri approaches the Empress. Based on the dramatic timing of a lot of movies that deal with lies, you can imagine this is the part where it does not go well.
You're that con man from St. Petersburg who was holding auditions to find an Anastasia lookalike.
It was all a lie, wasn't
No,
it?
Anya, please. When you spoke of the hidden door of the wall opening and the little boy, listen to me. That was...
No! I don't want to hear about anything that I said or remembered. You just leave me alone!
Well, you know what they say. If at first you don't succeed, hijack the Empress's car.
Do you recognize this?
Where did you get this?
I know you've been hurt, but it's just possible that she's been as lost and alone as you.
What follows is a rather slow affirmation for the long-lost family members.
Peppermint?
An oil for my hands.
Yes. I spilled the bottle. The carpet was soaked, and it forever smelled of peppermint. Like you.
Hear this song and remember, soon you'll be home with me. Once upon a December.
Happy reunions in general are nice, but it's ones like this, the ones that know how to milk our emotions just right, that are the most satisfying.
My Anastasia.
A ball is thrown to celebrate Anastasia being found, which Rasputin plans to crash. Upon which Bartok says one of the most brutally honest villainous sidekick lines in cinema history.
Sir, I'm begging you, please, please forget the girl and get a life.
Meanwhile, Dimitri refuses the reward money, but does not tell Anastasia because...
You're making a mistake.
Trust me, this is the one thing I'm doing right. I can't stay. I don't belong here.
Ah, self-righteous brooding. Of course.
That's just what people like us do. Suffer quietly, shouldering the knowledge no one else can bear.
You were born into this world of glittering jewels and fine titles, but I wonder if this is what you really want. He didn't take the money.
He didn't?
Knowing that you are alive, seeing the woman you have become, brings me joy I never thought I could feel again. Whatever you choose, we will always have each other.
Let me get this straight. This Empress has spent the better part of 10 years either thinking her granddaughter was dead or consistently getting her heart broken by scammers who want to claim the reward money. Then she gets reunited with the real granddaughter, blinks twice, and gives her clearance to follow her heart. That is amazingly selfless. I'm not even that upset because it's really touching, but I'm just saying, Anastasia better visit that woman for every major holiday. Puka leads Anastasia to the garden where she comes across Rasputin, and even remembers him.
Rasputin! I'm not afraid of you!
I can fix that! You'll get a kick out of this! Long live the Romanovs!
Ultimately, victory comes by Anastasia's hand. Foot. With some help from Puka.
This is for my family!
I'll tear you to pieces!
And this is for you! Das Vidanya!
The death of the Horned King in the Black Cauldron still wins out as the superior nightmare fuel. Even so, dang. And at last, the moment we've all been expecting.
They've eloped. Isn't it romantic? It's a perfect ending.
Not quite. It's still missing a little something.
Wow! I tell you what, wow!
Not what I meant in the slightest. Pop ballad during the credits now. It's a perfect ending. So that was Anastasia. And glad to report it is not a repeat experience of Swan Princess. This movie is a quality production. The characters are well defined and the performances feel natural. The music is just as enjoyable as many Disney soundtracks, and the team behind it got to do even more on Broadway, so that's awesome. The story plays fast and loose with historical accuracy, but the emotional intent of it is well realized. The animation is very visually appealing. Major props for the use of 3D elements here and there. The visuals of the demons summoned from the reliquary are really cool to look at and even legitimately creepy at times. And just look at this crown. If you looked up dazzling in the dictionary, the picture next to it would be that crown. My iffy feelings on this movie are with Rasputin and Bartok. When put next to everything else, some of what they do in the movie just seems quirky. But the way they play off each other is amusing enough and doesn't detract from the overall picture too much. All in all, this forgotten film from my childhood is one that I'm more than happy to remember again. And I intend to make sure its plot holes are remembered as well. Why did Rasputin blow his cover during the dream sequence? Rasputin seems to love for his machinations to be known to his enemies. He cursed the Romanov family in the face of the Tsar, he revealed the Romanov curse as Anastasia was about to jump off the boat, and later he tried to drown her in an icy river because that's how he originally died. In short, his desire for poetic justice got in the way of common sense. Why didn't Dimitri, when speaking to the Empress, show her the music box and tell the part of the story where he rescued both her and Anastasia, something that probably would have irrefutably proven he was telling the truth? After training a fake Anastasia only to realize he was falling in love with her, and then that she was the real Anastasia, Dimitri's mind could have gone a little foggy to the point of forgetting details like this during the first encounter.
Glowing dim as an ember, things my heart used to know, things it yearns to remember.
You broke my nose.
Men are so